Hey guys, welcome back to My Way of Life. I'm Lynn. Strawberry shortcake season is here, and I'm not talking about those spongy yellow cups from the store. I'm talking golden brown homemade biscuits piled high with fresh macerated strawberries and real whipped cream. Let's get started. The secret to this recipe is using self-rising flour for the biscuits. Self-rising flour already has the baking soda and salt built right in, so you need fewer ingredients and you get consistent fluffy results every single time. No measuring out leavening, no guessing, but it must be self-rising flour. If you don't have self-rising flour, whisk together 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, and a half teaspoon of salt. First, preheat your oven to 450 degrees, yes, that high, and it's completely intentional. That blast of heat is what gives you that deep golden crust. In a large bowl, whisk together 2 cups of self-rising flour, 2 tablespoons of sugar. Then add 1 stick of butter to the bowl. I like to grate it with a cheese grater. Just make sure that the butter is very cold. The cold butter steams inside the dough and it bakes and creates those flaky layers. Then you're going to pour in 3/4 of a cup of whole milk or buttermilk all at once and stir with the fork or your hands just until the dough comes together. It's going to look shaggy and rough, and that is exactly what you want. The moment there are no more dry flour streaks, stop mixing. Over mixing develops the gluten and gives you tough, dense biscuits. Less is always more. Turn the dough out onto the lightly floured surface and pat it about 3/4 of an inch thick. Cut your biscuits with a biscuit cutter or a sharp knife. If you use a round biscuit cutter, press straight down and lift straight up. Do not twist. Twisting seals the cut edges and prevents the biscuit from rising the way it should. If you use a knife to cut the squares or rectangles, you won't have that problem, so don't worry. Then place the biscuits on a parchment-lined baking sheet, leaving a little bit of room between all of the biscuits because they do get a little bit bigger as they bake. Brush the tops of the biscuits with a little bit of heavy cream or milk. This helps make the biscuits a little bit of golden brown, and then sprinkle them with sugar and bake them for 10 to 12 minutes until the tops are golden brown. The milk also helps the sugar stick to the biscuits. While the biscuits are in the oven, taste your strawberries. Early season berries are a little more tart and may need a full 4 tablespoons of sugar. If you're in peak strawberry season and your berries are already sweet, 2 tablespoons is all you'll need. Grab about 3 cups of fresh strawberries, hull them, slice them, and toss them with 3 tablespoons of granulated sugar and a teaspoon of fresh lemon juice. The strawberries will release their juices and turn into a yummy syrup mixture that's going to soak every layer of your shortcake. You can do this up to 2 hours ahead of time at room temperature or up to 8 hours ahead of time and just leave it in the refrigerator. Now, make your whipped cream. Pour 1 cup of heavy whipping cream into a chilled bowl. Then add 3 tablespoons of powdered sugar and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract and beat until soft peaks form. A stand mixer or hand mixer is fastest, but a whisk works too if you're up for it. If you have time, chill your bowl and your beaters before you start. Cold equipment helps the cream whip faster and holds its shape longer. I stick my bowl and whisk attachment into the freezer for 10 minutes while the biscuits bake. The difference is definitely noticeable. Let your biscuits cool for about 5 minutes after they come out. You want them warm, not piping hot. Then split each in half, spoon a generous amount of strawberries and all of that syrup over the bottom, then a big dollop of whipped cream, set the half on top, and add more strawberries, more whipped cream, more is more here. Then serve immediately. Do not assemble these ahead of time, they will get soggy. This is the recipe. It's simple, it's fast, it genuinely tastes like something from a bakery. The full recipe is linked in the description. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.